Imagine you are wandering through a scorching desert, chasing mirages of cool oasis pools that seem to promise sweet relief. Yet every time you reach them, every sip turns to dry sand, and you are left thirstier than before. This is precisely the game the ego plays with sex in A Course in Miracles. Jesus speaks with absolute clarity. Sex has only one valid purpose: procreation. As a miracle impulse through which creation is extended and grace is learned. It is not for pleasure. Pleasure is nothing more than pain disguised. And to pursue it is to risk drawing your consciousness down into the illusion of the body. And yet so many thousands are caught in this very dilemma right now. If I release this, will I not be sacrificing joy? Will I not be left empty, diminished? No, dear one, the ego has simply turned truth upside down. The real sacrifice is not in releasing illusions. The real sacrifice lies in wanting them. For every moment spent desiring what is not real costs you the awareness of your own wholeness. Freud taught that sexual and aggressive drives could be sublimated, redirected into what he called higher pursuits: art, invention, culture. It sounds noble, mature, yet Jesus sees the hidden trap. Such redirection remains bound to the ego. The energy still moves horizontally, still tethered to the roots of the body. Jesus corrects this entirely. He says simply, sublimation should be a redirection of effort to the sublime. The sublime is the exalted, the transcendent, the realm of mind's true creation, of miracles that reach far beyond every form. Let us return first to Jesus' own words, spoken in the Miracle Principles of the Urtext and Complete editions, where the teaching is direct and undefended. The only valid use of sex is procreation. It is not truly pleasurable in itself. Why is this so? Because the pursuit of pleasure confuses levels entirely. It attempts to join the mind's true creation with the illusions of the body. It is like reaching for a hologram and believing it's solid, grasping, finding nothing, and then condemning yourself for the emptiness that follows. He continues, sex was intended as an instrument for physical creation, to enable souls to embark on new chapters in their experience, a learning experience in gaining grace. Yet the ego twists this gift. It turns miracle impulse into fantasy, into indulgence, and so transforms an instrument of grace into an instrument of separation. Recall the desert image he gives. Indiscriminate sex would thus be to exist in a desert. It is not truly pleasurable in itself. To chase bodily highs is to wander parched sands, while the inner well of spirit flows untouched within you. Consider also the cycles of guilt he describes. Inappropriate sex drives result in guilt if expressed, and depression if denied. When expressed in the ego's way, guilt rises to attack the mind. When denied through fear, depression settles in its place. Either path returns consciousness to identification with the body. Why would you risk such damage when you are already eternal mind. Chapter 19 echoes this truth with piercing simplicity. The body is the ego's idol. The illusion of pleasure will be the same as pain. Pleasure and pain are but two faces of the same coin the ego flips again and again, to keep you dreaming that you are asleep. Now let us look more deeply at sublimation. Freud's teaching arose in a time of repression. Sublimate or fall into neurosis. Jesus calls this a profound error. Why continue to recycle the ego's refuse when you are invited to transcend it altogether? Picture the difference as moving from burning coal to drawing from the sun. You do not need to consume the old drives in new forms. You need only harness the same energy and let it become light. Consider a river. When its flow is dammed for ego's pleasure pools, it stagnates, grows murky and still. But when that same current is redirected toward sublime heights, it becomes a waterfall, cascading freely, carrying life and power to entire valleys below. So it is with sexual impulses. They are raw flow. Do not allow them to collect in the shallow puddles of bodily fantasy. Elevate them, offer them to holy extension. Imagine a student walking this path. The urges rise like gravity pulling downward. The Freudian mind might counsel, channel them, paint your frustrations, create from them. It feels productive, yet the root remains in the body. Jesus offers another way. Redirect that effort to the sublime. Forgive your brother. Extend love from mind to mind. In that instant, the urges quietly fade, and consciousness rises, soars, without force, without repression, without indulgence, simply in pure transcendence. The miracle principles bring it all together. The sex impulse is a miracle impulse when it is in proper focus. Proper focus is procreation, free of fantasy, guided wholly by the Holy Spirit. When misdirected, fantasy becomes a debased form of vision, a darkened lens over what is real. Sublimation to the sublime lifts that lens. Vision shifts from the debased to the exalted, from body to spirit. Now consider the special relationship where sex is experienced as the bond that holds two together. The ego urges sublimate this passion into romance, into poetry, into stories of love. Jesus answers, that path remains horizontal. It still conceals truth. Instead, redirect vertically. Behold your partner as holy. Join with them in the mind for healing. The effort ascends and arrives at sublime peace. Let this be heard again, for it is essential. This is not denial. This is elevation. Freud would keep you bound to the earth. Jesus lifts you toward the stars. Why settle for the art of the ego when you are called to co-create with God? Redirecting effort to the sublime shields your consciousness entirely. There is no risk at the level of the spirit. There is only infinite gain. And now we come to the deepest layer of all, the question of sacrifice. The ego's greatest deception is this: to release sex is to lose something precious, to walk into emptiness. Jesus dismantles that deception with perfect gentleness. There is no true sacrifice. God asks for none. The only cost is the one you pay by wanting illusions. For every desire for what is not real fragments your awareness of wholeness. From Lesson 322, I can give up but what was never real. I sacrifice illusions, nothing more. And as illusions go, I find the gifts illusions tried to hide, awaiting me in shining welcome. What loss can I anticipate except the loss of fear and the return of love into my mind? The ego would have you believe sacrifice is noble, heroic, a giving up for God. Jesus reveals sacrifice is separation from love. To want pleasure in the body is to separate yourself from oneness. That is the flaw in the hero's tale. Wanting costs everything. Releasing costs nothing and gives you everything. He tells us further, every illusion you accept into your mind deprives you of knowledge. To lift the veil that seems so dark and heavy, it is only needful to value truth beyond all fantasy, and to be entirely unwilling to settle for illusion in place of truth. Sexual fantasies are such veils. To want them is to deprive yourself of divine knowledge, of the complete self you already are. If you are walking through this struggle now, if part of you whispers, "Without this, I would sacrifice joy, I would be less alive," hear this with compassion. That whisper is the ego's guilt. Jesus understands. He says, "The body is itself a sacrifice, a giving up of power in the name of saving littleness." Every want of the body trades away power for littleness. Thousands walk this lonely path. Yet when the want is released, power returns, wholeness returns, joy, real joy, returns. He adds, a tiny sacrifice is just the same in its effects as is the whole idea of sacrifice. Even the smallest lingering want for pleasure carries within it the full cost of identity lost. Why would you exchange God's Son for scraps? From the Workbook, Lesson 104, I seek but what belongs to me in truth. To want illusions is to block the joy that is already yours. Lesson 343. I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. God asks only release, never loss. Imagine a couple who believe sex is the glue that holds them. The ego warns, release it and the bond will shatter. Jesus answers quietly, wanting it glues you to illusion, costs you the holy instant. Release the want, redirect the effort to sublime joining, and the bond deepens eternally. There is no loss, only gain. For all who are caught in this dilemma, wanting sex in the ego's way is the chain. Releasing it is the key. One last time, from the heart. Sacrifice is so essential to your thought system that salvation apart from sacrifice means nothing to you. The ego requires sacrifice of your wholeness to continue its dream. Salvation sees no sacrifice in truth. Wholeness is not earned. It is revealed the instant your desires are laid down. We have walked together from desert mirages to mountain peaks, from simple stories to the quiet depths of feeling. Sublime redirection transcends every trap the ego sets. Recognizing the truth that it is not a sacrifice to let go of the idea of sex frees you from the hidden cost of its wanting, which is an enormous cost indeed. Jesus' clarity is here to heal this struggle, and thousands are awakening through these very words. Reflect gently, dear one. What veil still hides your wholeness? Share what arises for you, your recognitions, your questions. We will continue next with holy relationships. If this touches something true within you, stay with us. Peace and the light of the sublime be with you.